what do you feel like has allowed you to be able to just acclimate so easily and so well onto this team?
Truthfully, I just think it's because I'm a baller. Like this is the moments I wanted to come here for. I knew Louisville had the program for it, and I think the pieces that we have are showing up every weekend so far, and we just got to continue to do that. Got this bye week, get rid of the miscues, and just continue to grind things out and figure out how we can get better the next week.
Clev, you guys obviously pitched a great first half as well defensively, but what was the message from coach and the defensive coaches as well during halftime?
Honestly, before they even came in, we said as a group defensively we needed to score, and I think that's what we came out and did, and gave the offense a little bit of confidence after seeing us put points on the board, and they figured it out, and that's what we needed from as a unit. Special teams was solid, and all the pieces that we needed to come together early in that second half really did, and that's how we were able to win.
It's about the heart celebration, the sack celebration. How did y'all come up with that?
That's really a Wes thing. Wes is always Wes's main celebration has always been the heart up. So he had 2 sacks. So when he had both those sacks, he threw the heart up, and now we all just knew it was coming because it's this kind of thing. So that's why you all see us doing it. So.
Anybody else for Clev?
When you got the sack in the end zone, the ball came out. I mean, I'm assuming you wanted one of your teammates to get it because you're kind of out of the play at that point. Did you see AJ pick it up and get the touchdown, and what was the reaction?
Honestly, I knew it was either a safety or we popped the ball out. I'm just happy that we were able to get up on that ball, score that touchdown. That was really big for us. You know what I mean? That changed the momentum of the game. They were up, came out, did that, changed the game, and obviously able to score. Little things like that give the team confidence, and that was the boost that we needed coming out of halftime, especially after they came down and scored on us.
What is it like watching Isaac Brown rip off a 78-yard touchdown from the sideline, knowing that's kind of the nail in the coffin of a really gritty game?
It's funny you say that. Ironically, we came back to the sidelines, and Jordan Gerard looks at me, and he goes, I think Isaac Brown's going to break one right here. I said, this drive, he's going to put the dagger in him, and we're going to be going home. And surely, but sooner than later, Isaac Brown does what he does best, and he's in the end zone for 6. So it's great to have those pieces around us.
Obviously, facing 2 different quarterbacks, how does that just help you guys out, having to see 2 different people, as quarterback in one game?
I said it was a little different. You know what I mean? Most teams aren't really doing that, rotating quarterbacks the way they did, but I think we handled it really well, especially with the different looks that they gave us, whether it was screens with 14 or when 9 came in, mostly drawn. But I think we did a good job really collapsing the pockets, making big plays when it mattered, putting them in situations where they didn't want to be so we could strive in that third down situation. I think we did that really good. Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a good rest of the night.
That's good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, definitely proud of our football team. We hung in there on a rough night and just continued to play for 60 minutes and found a way to win. So that's the great part. And I thought our defense, which I thought was playing well the last couple of weeks at camp, and they came through for us. Did a great job. Found ways with the help of the crowd noise to push them back at times and get some sacks. And, of course, the key touchdown in the end zone was the critical touchdown that kind of got us over the hump, and then we found a way to hit a run at the end. So it was just a good win. So I'm proud that we hung in there. A lot to learn from it. I need to do a better job against the blitz package that we saw today. It was a heavy, extensive blitz package of bringing the heat in the house, and hadn't seen it a whole lot on video, but they were going to play feast or famine, and they got to us quite a bit. So those are things that we got to learn from on offense and find a better package for that. But to get a win with it is good. So our guys played hard, and even though things weren't going our way, our receivers blocked at the end, our tight ends and our O-line blocked, and our runners ran hard. It was just a tough night for us overall.
Obviously, the point of bringing in transfers is to have that veteran experience and leadership. But, I mean, how valuable has Clev been early on?
Well, he's done a great job. I think we do have some veterans, and even the ones that have been here have really improved and stood out and done a great job, and then the newcomers have stepped in and been great teammates. So to me, that was the key to our victory. This was not our best night of football by any means, but defensively, man, we did some really good things, and we were on the field a long time. Offensively, like I said, we've got to get better. But to come out with a win in a game that we knew would be tough because we really haven't been challenged before, and we saw some different things. But I was proud of our team. So they came through and played hard to the end, and that's the sign of a team that really wants to win.
That blitz package seemed to frustrate your run game early and often. How did it affect your play calling, and then going back with Isaac Brown late in the game to kind of seal it with a run?
Well, it did. It got to us now. When you're bringing everybody and you're bringing more than you can block, and then when we tried to get to some quick game, they sat on them and almost returned one for a touchdown. So they were dialed in on being aggressive, and then luckily we popped a big pass and we popped a big run. And really, when teams are selling out, you've got to hit big plays. You're not going to get chunks of yards throughout the game. You just got to find a way to not get too many negative plays and then hit a couple big ones. So, there's a lot we can learn from it. But we did hit a few that helped us get some points. And, we definitely can play better. But I do think that we stuck together for the entire game.
Jeff, what did you see when you were recruiting Isaac Brown, and then what have you seen since he's been on campus here for 15 games that allows him to make these unbelievable big plays?
Well, I've seen what you've seen. He's done some incredible things. We knew he was athletic when we recruited him, but he's a quiet young man, and how people adjust and fit into the speed of the college game, you're not for sure. And if you go back to last year, I didn't really play him the first 3 or 4 games a whole lot, and because I'm always worried about a true freshman adjusting to the speed of the game, and then he started to get his feet wet, and here he goes. He took off, and he just continued to get better and better. He's got a great feel. He's got good toughness for somebody who's not real big. He's slippery. Now, they had a lot of bodies in there, so he got hit quite a bit. But we found a way to just get on the edge a couple times, and when he got some space, that's when he's dangerous. So he definitely helped us win the football game, and he's a great weapon to have.
Jeff, 2 games in, where would you say you guys are offensively in terms of continuity and just kind of being on the same page?
Well, this was a unique game. I mean, we were not expecting to see the heavy dose of all-out blitz coverage. So, that's on me for not having a better plan. We went to some things, had a couple miscues in the checks. They sat on a few routes, then all of a sudden you're scared to throw it short. You got to throw it deep, and then next thing you know, you're getting hit. So I think we just got to have a better plan and answer for that. Throughout the season, do you normally see, that type of pressure? Probably not, but I'm sure we'll see it now to a certain degree. But you got to be able to answer and to create big plays. When you do that, it'll back them off. But they were selling out, and they knew that this was a huge game for them, and they were going to bring the house and hope that they hit quite a bit, and they did. But luckily, our defense played good, and we made just a couple big plays to help us.
Just talking about the defense, they made some plays in the backfield, a ton of sacks, and that last goal line stand. Just talk about that and what that meant to you seeing that tonight.
Well, it was great. I thought for sure they would run the ball. They got down to the 1 there, but I thought we were really good versus the pass for the most part. We gave up 1 or 2 up the field, but they were on the field a lot. So I just think our defense. Like I said, I had a feeling in camp that these guys are really starting to gel and they understand the package. I think we got some good weapons at a lot of the positions. We have some depth. The D-line can be disruptive. Our linebackers have experience. Unfortunately, Stan Kwan went down, so that's unfortunate. So we'll have to figure out a way to move on from there. But, it's great to build on. And I think they've raised the bar now, which I told them after the game, hey, great job, but you raised the bar. And then on offense, we just got to continue to improve and figure out ways to not allow that to happen.
How challenging was it dealing with the 2 quarterbacks that they kept on rotating in and out? I mean, 2 different style of quarterbacks as well. How challenging was that to try to?
Well, I thought for the most part we did a good job. The one quarterback was more of a power runner, and I'm telling you, when you got a power runner, it really puts a lot of stress on the defense because you got to They got an extra blocker now. So that package they had is really good, and especially when the game's close and they have a lead, it's really good to use, especially when you can do that. So they did, and they fed off that, and fortunately we were able to kind of get a lead and take them out of a little bit. But they did a good job. I mean, they got good players. They'll have a really good season, but the plan they had was really good, and I think they played really efficient football on offense, at least not turning it over and keeping it close. And on defense, they sold out and were aggressive, and they had a lot of success with it.
Jeff, you mentioned Stan Kwan. I guess what have you heard so far as how he's doing? Is that just kind of a lower leg, or what's, I guess, a quick update, obviously?
Well, we'll know more tomorrow, but I could see him being out for an extensive period of time.
You've said in the past you don't like open weeks, but your thought as you do enter your first open week of the season, what you're going to use for that week?
Well, we're going to do what we normally do, which is get guys healthy and fresh. It's only after 2 weeks. I don't love that, but, that's our schedule. But, the fact is we won, and there's a lot to learn from this win. And so I just think that, doing that and, having a package ready that can identify and be good versus everything and have some adjustments that may be a little bit more successful will be the emphasis. I think we can put our heads together and go to work on that. And I think on defense, we did a good job. We got to build on it. We got to know, how can we improve and change things up and be aggressive? Because that's what kind of happened tonight. This defense that we went against has not shown that a whole lot. They were aggressive. They did new things. And I think in order to be a really good team, you've got to have some creativity every week. And even though you got to have base plans, you got to change things up and go for the win. And if you do that, you'll have a good chance.
Mark, this is going to be 3. It'll be 3. Pick which one.
How y'all doing?
For Isaac, all game they were selling out basically to stop the run, and you kind of had to wait to get that crease and to make a big play. What's it like when you kind of know you're going to have to be in one of those dogfights just waiting for the chance to make a big play?
I mean, all practice, they knew they had to start the run, men do, so they had to come out with a game plan and go cover zero across the board, and we just had to find where to get Miller to throw the ball and stuff like that. So we had to come out there and just keep running the ball until we find the crease.
Wes, if you could just kind of talk about the defense. There was a lot of questions about the defense coming into the season. What does it feel like for the defense to be able to come out there, hold down the team until the offense got on track? What did that mean to you guys tonight?
No, it's a beautiful thing. Every time you get to see the defense come together and just play football, it's always a blessing. It's a beautiful thing. We did a great job communicating. We made some mistakes in the front and back end as a defense. At the end of the day, it's about the next play mentality, So love those guys. Keep going. I love how they fought to the very end.
Miller, where would you say, 2 games in, where would you say you guys are offensively from a continuity standpoint?
Yeah, I think obviously two very different opponents. I thought Jamie, you did a really good job defensively tonight. They're a really good team. They're an aggressive team, and they emptied the clip defensively in terms of what they threw at us looks-wise. So I give them a ton of credit for what they did. I think, it's always better to learn from wins. And I think that's the most important thing at the end of the day. But we know offensively we definitely got some room to grow, and I think this will be a really good tape for us to learn from.
Isaac, with a game like this, and you haven't probably had very many, but when you get to 6, 7, 8 carries and you haven't been able to really pop anything yet, what's in your mind? Are you frustrated? Are you just looking at defense a little bit, thinking about what you can do different? What's in your mind as you kind of work toward the big one?
I mean, often carries I feel like I needed them carries like to see where I'm at for real. Cause last game I had 10 carries for 126, so I already knew like they was coming here to play. So I just had to keep that chip on my shoulder and let everybody know who I am.
Well, I was just curious. Clef talked about you were the originator of the heart sack celebration. Where does that? How did you, I guess, think of that for a sack celebration?
So my mom was killed when I was 5, and I got a twin sister. So it's me, my twin. I got 2 older sisters. And, it's been us. So every time I get a sack, I throw the heart up because I love my mother and then my 3 sisters. Every time I get a sack, it's for them.
Miller, just what's it like to have a weapon like Isaac in the backfield, and then what's it like to watch him when he's gone, he's breaking away from everybody?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to him and Duke throughout the game, just being like stay patient, because I mean, you kind of have a feeling as the game goes on, like they're gonna break one at some point, So that was really cool to see kind of come to fruition. I think this was a really good game for them in terms of battling through some. I mean, the team as a whole, but I think for them especially, like, battling through some adversity, not maybe popping some in the first half early on in the game, staying patient, trusting it. And then obviously, putting the game away on Isaac's run. So, those guys are super, super talented, and I'm super lucky to have the opportunity to play with them.
Miller, if you could just kind of talk about with the struggles that the offense had in the first half, to finally find Chris and get that little slant and him take that to the house and get that game, get the game tied. What did that feel like to kind of finally get that going, and what was the conversations in the offensive side?
It was good. I mean, I felt like we had put together some drives and hadn't necessarily, had the points to show for it. Like I said, they were playing super aggressively defensively. Obviously, they had a new defensive coordinator, so I mean, they played Weaver State, but they hadn't, shown their full Rolodex of coverage and stuff like that. So I give them credit for their plan. I think we felt like we were kind of on the edge of breaking one. When you play that aggressively defensively, like they're a big place to be had, because you can make one guy miss, it's gone. So. Chris is a phenomenal player, and it's great to be able to throw the ball 8 yards and have him take it 60.
This is for Isaac. What has the process been like to you in terms of welcoming in the transfers that are starting in this offense and just kind of getting used to everybody and even the guys up front on the offensive line, like how they block for you? What has that process been like for you?
I mean, the process for me is like we all communicate. So if they tell me something, I execute. I tell them something, they execute. So it's like us laying back and forth and get to where we know what we can do as far as the game goes. So I just feel like we just got to come in and put in a show for them, for y'all, for real.
Isaac, it feels like it's happened fast. You didn't play for a few games last year, and then it's just kind of blown up. What is it like, for your family, for your friends, your people around you, to kind of see you go from somebody we weren't talking about at all to somebody that a lot of people are talking about?
I mean, it's a blessing because I knew what I can do. Like, when I first started playing for real, I already knew I had it in me, so I just had to come and show the coaches what I can do and make them believe in me and trust me with the ball in my hands. So, yeah.
Anything else for you guys?